Hey guys, this video has actually been a long time coming because I purchased these items at the end of September, I believe, and it is like the end of November right now. So I've just had them sitting here and hadn't used them yet, and I was waiting for the right time. I don't know, just when I felt like doing it, I guess. And because I'm not interested in trying to get something and get it out there before everybody else. It's not going to happen. I'm too small of a creator, so I'm not going to get early access to things, and there's going to be a million people who have it up before me, so I don't even play that game. And I don't have the money to just purchase things to hurry up and show it, you know? So I'm very mindful of the purchases I make, and it has to be something that I'm really, really excited about. And I always said, if a Harry Potter collection comes out, I am buying it because I love Harry Potter. And so I will kind of show you, I've got like a crochet kit back here. This is my collection of books, which I was going to pick it up and show it all to you, but you might not care. This is my collection of Blu-rays of all the movies. I got this sign when we were at Universal Studios for spring break of 2021. And then my son Riley got me this mug. I will show you this up close because it's double-sided and it's like textured. It's awesome. He got this for me because we were there on my birthday, and so he took me down to the gift shop and bought me some things. And along with the mug, I also got my keychain. So those were my birthday presents from him. I have my Loungefly Harry Potter backpack, which is super duper cute. Well, I guess maybe I will show that to you up close because it's too cute not to. It's got everything. It's got the Whomping Willow, the Black Lake, Quidditch. It's got Hagrid's hut. It's just so stinking cute. Hogsmeade is up here. I mean, it's dang cute. And then I do have one wand right here. This is my son Asher's wand, and it is Professor Snape's wand, which I'll show you up here. And they were the ones that had where you could go to the different places and do the little, you know, things, whatever. And my son Riley has one too, but I couldn't find it, and I didn't feel like digging around for it because I didn't really think it mattered that much. And then I do have my Hogwarts alumni shirt on for this video, and on my feet I have my Harry Potter slippers. And so yes, I love Harry Potter. I love the books and I love the movies, and there's a reason why, but we will talk about that as I'm doing my makeup, okay? All right, so I wanted to show you, so I had made a purchase from Colourpop when they came out with the collection. You guys, if I could have afforded to splurge and get that whole collection, I absolutely would have, absolutely without a doubt. But I didn't have that money. And so I decided to be mindful about, you know, picking out just certain things. And so I did get, obviously, a few pieces from the Harry Potter collection, but I'm going to show them to you one at a time as I'm using them. I think, you know, it's more fun to just let you, you know, wonder what I've got here. But, of course, the first one is the palette. And when I saw the packaging of these, you guys, I got so excited because it is just so pretty. Like, I feel like they did a really, really nice job with it. On the back, it shows all the different color names and that kind of thing. This is just the sleeve, because then when you slide it out, so there's the sleeve. Look, even in the back, like how there's the different Hogwarts houses back there. Like, I don't know, the detail I think is awesome. And then this is the palette. There's the golden snitch right there. We've got Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Slytherin, and Gryffindor. I mean, your letter to Hogwarts, Harry's glasses. I mean, come on, you guys. Your broom, the sorting hat. Makes my heart so happy. So, let's open this up and give it a look. I do want to point out too, even like around the edges, if you can see, if it'll focus, they made it look like old, like binding. Just like the details of it. I think they did an excellent job with the packaging. And then on the inside, let me move the little sheet here. We've got the Back to Hogwarts, that was the name of the palette. And with the crest there with all the houses. And then the shadows. Oh my goodness. I think they did, like I've said 100 times already, such an excellent job with this. So we first off are going to get into an eye look, obviously, because I like to do my eyes before I do my face makeup, just if there's any kind of fallout in a palette and stuff. That way you don't have that frustration of trying to clean up where things have fallen. I just always do my eyes first. it makes it so much easier. I don't understand why people don't do it that way. I mean, you can do it however you want, but I've totally had those things where I did my face first and then did my eyes, and I'm trying to get ready to go somewhere, and I've got fallout, and then I'm trying to clean it up, and I'm trying to, you know, fix up my concealer and stuff, and it's just not looking right. Like, you can avoid all that by just doing your eyes first. Real simple. But, so I thought I would go ahead and do, okay, technically, if I do, like, you know, the little quizzes to see what house you're in, I'm a Hufflepuff. I am. But I still love Gryffindor. Gryffindor is still the house that I like gravitate toward. So I think today I'm going to do the lovely Gryffindor type colors, but we'll throw some Hufflepuff in there too, because why not? So really, and also, like, if you look at the way this is, this top part up here has all those warm tones, and the bottom is more cool for the most part. And so I love the way they did that. So I'm kind of going to be focusing on this top section today as opposed to these shades down here. As always, if you guys see this and are like, oh, but I really would like to see you use some of those ones from the bottom, please tell me. If that's a video you would actually like to see, let me know so I can record it for you. But otherwise, I got this for me. And so I even considered not doing a video because there was controversy around things, and we're not going to talk about that. I don't do any of that kind of stuff here on this channel. I don't want the drama. Life has enough drama. We don't need it here. So I almost didn't do it. And I'm like, you know what? I got this for myself anyway. Like, it wasn't to be able to show, like I said, or I would have showed it from the very beginning. But then I'm like, you know what? No, but I love this. And it's something that I get excited about. And so I do want to share it with those of you who just like to get excited with other people, because you should be able to do that in life. Life is so much more fun when you can get excited with other people. I just putting that out there. But, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this one look here in this video. But if you would like to see me do another look, please let me know that down below, and I will be happy to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get my eyeshadow primer on, and then we will start this look. Okay, I did want to mention too, honestly, over the past several months, I've basically been using kind of like one main brush to do my whole eyeshadow looks, because if you have a color switch, which you should, if you don't have one of these, I don't know what you're doing. It makes life so much easier. Not life, your makeup doing life, your eyeshadow life, so much easier. Let's not be so dramatic, Danielle. But you really don't need a ton of brushes. And I feel like it's another way, like, as many of you know, the premise of my channel, I mean, I started this on sharing with people how you can be glam on a budget. And so that is a big thing to me. Like, we fall into this hype. I do too. I mean, I'm telling you, even as somebody who is very thrifty and budgeted, I do fall into things too of like, oh, but I really like that. Ooh, you know, whatever. Or this might make things easier, blah, blah, blah. Like, as far as having multiple brushes and stuff, you don't need it. Don't feel like, especially if you're starting out, don't feel like you need to go buy some big collection of brushes. You really don't. I basically have been using this Morphe M433, which is Alyssa Pope, and I will link her channel down below. This is her favorite brush, and her mom, Christy, hello Christy, I love you. She sent this brush to me for Christmas a couple years ago. I ended up purchasing another one for myself because I like it so much, and so I'm like, I want to make sure that I've got another one in case something crazy happens with this one. But this brush, literally, I do my whole entire, like, basically eye look with. And then I do have where I'll run like this little brush, which is a BH Cosmetics brush, like for under my lashes, or maybe like just a pencil kind of brush like this one to smudge out. And in my inner corner, I use this little tiny one. But you don't even need all that. You can use your fingers for a lot of things. I always use my fingers for shimmers. You don't need a million brushes is what I'm trying to say. Like, this brush is what I use all the time. And I did just start a Shop My Shop, and I will have the link down in my description box. It's basically a place where I put a collection of products that I love and use all the time. That is an easy place for you to go check out and see those things, you know, what are this brush is in there. And, you know, just my absolute favorite makeup products that I use all the time and have used for years, or things like that, or lifestyle things, shoes that I love, stuff like that. It's all linked there. If you do purchase through there, I do get a commission from it. I will never lie to you about that. That's stupid. I would never do that. But I've never put together something like that before. And so this was something I just decided, I was reached out to by the company about trying it out. And I was like, you know what? Why not? Because there are people who I love to watch that I trust their opinions. And so if I was going to purchase something, you know, on their recommendation, I'd love to be able to, like, give them a little kickback with commission for, you know, the recommendation they gave. So that is there if you are interested in checking it out. You can go look to see what I like, and if you don't like me enough to want to give me commission, you don't have to buy it through there. You can just go get it somewhere else. I'm totally fine with that. But I thought I would let you guys know about it, so that will be down in my description box in like every video now, or from now on. So it'll be easy to find if you're in a different video and are like, oh, wait a minute, you know, I wanted to see something, whatever, just, you can check there. But anyway, this brush is in there. All right, so now I'm going to get into my eyes here. So I've got my color switch, and that's why it's easy to just have the one brush, because you just clean it off in between shadows. That's all you gotta do. All right, I think I will go ahead and go into, I'm gonna go into Whomping Willow, which is right here. So just a beautiful brown shade. And we will start with that. So, why do I love Harry Potter? Well, there are actually quite a few reasons why. For one, I have always loved reading. Reading is like just one of my absolute favorite things, always has been. I remember my sister and I, when we were growing up, my one sister who was 2 years younger than me, because I have a sister who was 9 years younger than me, but my sister who's 2 years younger than me, she and I both had such a love for reading. And we lived within walking distance of our local library when we were growing up. And in the summers, every week we would go walk to the library and get a new set of books. And I think you could check out like 4 at a time, 3 or 4 at a time. So we would read all those books that we checked out, and we'd go back the next week and get 3 or 4 more. And it was just, we loved reading so much. She actually is an ELA teacher, language arts teacher at a school. She teaches high school English, and she also teaches dance. So that was something else that we did growing up. But we just loved reading. And so naturally, for there to be books and in a series, because I love, if you can find a good series, that's the ultimate, because you get to keep following those characters, you know. And so that is a no-brainer then for me with Harry Potter, because it's an awesome series. And it was made for young adults, but I admittedly did not read it until I was an adult, and I don't believe that you need to be a young adult to enjoy it. Just the books transport you to a different place and a different time. They're an escape. They're just, you know, something that brings me a lot of joy is reading, and just having that kind of not that I need to escape my regular life, because I'm very thankful for the life I have. I'm very happy and content. But still, you know, just like we all have, whether your life is, you know, great personally or not, there's still like the weight of the world that is on everyone, right? To some extent. And so reading to me is such an escape from that. And so I absolutely love to have an awesome series like that, and one that is so in depth that you can read it multiple times and enjoy it and sort of discover new things in it each time you read it. It speaks to an especially good author. So I love the reading aspect of Harry Potter. The movies, awesome. Now, as always, the books are better than the movies, because you can give so much more detail in a book than you can in a movie. The movies are already long, but they would have to have been so ridiculously long to really incorporate every single thing that is in the books. So you do miss out on some of those things. Okay, now I'm going to go into Hufflepuff. And so, as you might have seen, I just cleaned off that same brush. I'm telling you. Woo, that's a lot later than I thought it was going to be. But that's okay. We're just going to blend. But yeah, so the movies are awesome. I love them. Obviously, I have the whole collection. I just love it. So what do I love about it? First off, I will say I'm a Christian, and witchcraft, wizardry, that kind of stuff has no place in like my life. Okay. So that has nothing to do with why I like these. I don't take any of that seriously in there. It is something to take seriously. I'm not saying that, but it's not something I'm focusing that is so not even secondary. It's so far down the line in anything to do with these books and movies for me, that's just not something that I focus on. So, yes, I do realize my kids got the wands. They don't really think they're doing magic. Like, they're older teenagers. Like, it was just something that we, enjoyed as a family and whatever. It was a lot of fun. So stuff like that for anybody who is a Christian that's watching and is, skeptical about that. I understand what you're saying. Absolutely. That has nothing to do with why I like this. So that to me is like a non-issue with these books and movies, because it's not even something I even think about. What I do love about them is the characters. I love the relationships between the characters. I do love the fantasy aspect of it. When you think about things like how J.K. Rowling came up with like the game of Quidditch in the books and all the little aspects of it and stuff, that is like intriguing to me, to think of like coming up with this whole entire game that you imagine in your mind, and it makes sense when you put it all together in the books and then see it in the movies and stuff. Okay, now I'm going to go into Gryffindor right here. And so I love like just the imagination that was put into things, into the different creatures that are in the book or in the books. And then seeing them, like, it had to be so fun for her to have had these ideas in her head, and then to be able for the movies to get to create them in a way that people can see what she was imagining. To me, that is so cool. I absolutely love that. I love that people have like these incredible imaginations and can come up with such like detailed things. I think that is so just amazing, and that's so fun to me. So that's something that I absolutely love about the movies, is being able to see those things from the books come to life. Admittedly, a lot of times I have a hard time with that when a movie is made from a book, because a lot of times like the characters, like what they look like and stuff, is nothing like what I pictured, which is why I typically love reading far more than movies. I'm like, the way that person looked was much better in my mind. But like things like that, I was blown away with. Now, some things, there are some little variations to how someone was described in a book, like Hermione's teeth and stuff. In the movies, she doesn't have teeth like that, stuff like that. But for the most part, though, like, things were just as good, if not better, than what I would have imagined or pictured. You know what I mean? And so I love seeing that, like seeing the characters and creatures and the environment come to life in the movies from the books. I think that is just, I don't know, I absolutely love it. It's like stuff like that to me is like takes you back to being a kid, when you had more of an imagination because you had time to have an imagination. And just the different things that you would come up with and stuff that were not reality. They were more fun and just, I don't know. So to me, as an adult, that is such a captivating part of Harry Potter for me, because it's so, so much of it obviously is very non-realistic, but so much fun and in an innocent, like, just enjoyable way. I love because you can watch these movies with your kids, whatever age they are. I mean, we were watching it with our, teenage kids and stuff before we were going to Universal, because we knew we were going, obviously to Harry Potter World, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And so it's like you wanted that refresher of everything, so that when you got there, like, you knew what the places were, like the 3 broomsticks and stuff like that, and it just made it more fun. We watched all the movies before we went, and I think that was such a good idea, because then it made being in Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade and stuff just feel so much more magical and fun, and so I absolutely loved that. But the absolute main reason that I love Harry Potter is the characters. I love the dynamics between them. I love just, yeah, the relationships, and so many of them speak to real life situations, you know, relationships you've had in your life, or things that kids go through as far as like, you know, heartache and, or not being treated well, like, or there's like that bullying kid or whatever, you know what I mean? Just the dynamics of the characters is so awesome to me. And that's what makes me, or made me, fall in love with Harry Potter. Okay, so I am going to now use on my lids, and I'm going to use my finger, but I still like to do like a little paper. This is actually a piece of toilet paper, I'm not gonna lie, fold it over, underneath my eye, just so that if stuff does fall, then I don't even have to clean it up from my moisturizer, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go into invisibility cloak because that just looks fun, and this is fun. Okay, so who are my favorite characters? Well, they are Snape and Hagrid. And actually, Alan Rickman, who played the character of Snape, passed away a few years ago, and Robbie Coltrane, who played Hagrid, just passed away recently, a little over a month ago, I think. And I'm so sad that they are both no longer here. I'm so glad that Robbie Coltrane was able to be part of their anniversary that they did, and had, you know, was in like that video of all of that and everything, that he got to experience that, because these people worked together for like 10 years. Like, they were like family, and you know, that was such a big part of their lives. And so I think it's just so cool that they did the anniversary like that. Like, so many people have such a connection to these books and these movies, kids all the way up to adults, because now the kids who read it when they were kids, you know, when it first came out, are adults. And it's still something that kids like to read, and adults too. Hi. And so I absolutely am so thankful that he, you know, Robbie Coltrane got to be a part of that. And but the reasons why I love those characters, let's be real, Hagrid is like the most lovable character possible, right? He's a total lover of everybody and everything. He's so sweet. But he's like a, you know, the person who says things that they shouldn't say, and is like, realizes it after it comes out, like, I shouldn't have said that, kind of thing. I think some of us can relate, right? You know, but has the best of intentions for things, and you know, gives the benefit of the doubt to everybody and everything, and just, I don't know, has like the biggest heart. And so that is what I love so much about Hagrid. And then Snape may surprise people. It usually does when I say that he's one of my favorites. But I feel like he's just so misunderstood. And it's because of the love that he had for Lily, Harry's mom. Spoiler alert if you haven't read the books or seen the movies and are planning to. Sorry. But you know, it's like he's just, that love wasn't reciprocated, and he had to see her love someone else, and just like that pain, and then that pain comes out in you know, treating Harry poorly, not because he really doesn't like Harry, but just because of the hurt that he experienced. And there's a lot of people who have that experience in their lives, and I don't, thankfully, but I can understand it, and I can see that in him, that like push and pull of wanting to be angry, but also realizing that it's not fair to be angry with him, but still, like, you're gonna give him some crap, but ultimately you care, you know what I mean? And so that is what I love about Hagrid and Snape. That's why they are my favorite characters. All right, I am going to go ahead, so this is what we have here so far. I'm going to go ahead and put on some of my face makeup, then we'll come back, finish up the eyes, and do the other products that I have here. Yeah, so we'll do that. Okay, my face is mostly on, so let's finish up these eyes. All right, and keeping going with the theme of relationships and why I love Harry Potter so much, the dynamics between friendship with Hermione, Harry, and Ron are the best. You have the happy times, you have the where they're irritated with each other and fighting, you know, like reality kind of stuff. And it's just so fun, like seeing their interactions with each other. Okay, I'm going to go into Mandrake right here. I don't know why I made that noise, but I did. You're welcome. It's just, you know, especially with a group of 3, where sometimes like the one is a little left out or whatever, like the reality of the way a lot of relationships go and stuff like that, but like how they still all have each other's backs and care about each other and just their own individual personalities, I absolutely love. I have to say though, my absolute favorite relationships, aside from Hagrid with Harry, Ron, and Hermione, like that is one of my absolute favorite like relationship dynamics in the books and movies. But the other would be the Weasleys, and just how close their family is, yet they fight with each other, and you know, the mom who's, you know, like, you know, always concerned with what everyone's doing, but also she's getting on to them. And also like, okay, I'm gonna go back into Whomping Willow. The twins, Fred and George, and like their relationship with each other, like they're the best of friends, and they get into all sorts of like trouble with each other, like not bad stuff, but just like the fun, innocent trouble, and like the frustration that causes their mom, and just like their dad's personality, and of course Jenny's. And I mean, it's just, I love the dynamics of like that family, and like that they don't come from much, but they're so happy. And then you see like, you know, Draco Malfoy and his family, like who comes from a lot, but how unhappy they are, and how their dynamics between their family are so unhealthy. And, you know, just, I don't know, there's just so much depth in the characters, and that's why I love it. I can't help it. It's just, I absolutely love it. Okay, now we are going to go into, should I do Lumos or Floating Candles? These are those colors. But Floating Candles is more gold, which does go really well with... Okay, let's go into Floating Candles first, which is that more gold one. If I feel like that's not quite bright enough, I will put Lumos over top of it, because Lumos does have like a goldish fleck in it too. So, but yeah, I just want to see what this is like here. However, Floating Candles is pretty light. It looks like it's doing a nice job of brightening that inner corner. This is also a BH Cosmetics brush from a set, and it's like the perfect inner corner brush because it's small. You can just get right in there and it doesn't get everywhere else where you don't want it. So I love that. Okay. That's pretty good. However, just for the fun of it, let's add a little Lumos there to be able to say we use more shadows, you know, because it's, I'm probably going to win some kind of award for the more shadows that I use. I don't know, I'm a weirdo. Yeah, that gives it just a little more light. Lumos. Makes sense. All right. So eyes are finished that way. There is quite a bit of kick up in the pans in the mattes, I will say, but no fallout, so I don't care about that at all. And yeah, and okay, I'm gonna start talking about that right now. We'll finish that up at the end. But I'm gonna go ahead and do like my liner and that kind of stuff and lashes, and then we will come back and use the other products that I have. Okay, so my eyes are finished. And let's go ahead onto the next product, which is the Super Shock Highlighter in Buckbeak. This is the packaging. gosh, it's so cute. So if you don't know, Buckbeak is a hippogriff. And Hagrid loved Buckbeak. And he, you know, kind of hung out in the pumpkin patch there at Hagrid's hut. And Hagrid taught a class. You'll have to watch the movies or read the books or something if you want to know more about it. But Buckbeak was a part of that, and many other things. So when I saw the Buckbeak one and what the color was like compared to the other two highlights, I was like, that's my kind of color jam anyway. And I wanted Buckbeak the most anyway, so that worked out perfect. So this is what the packaging looks like. And then on the back, it's a Super Shock highlighter. It has a mirror. And then this is what the highlight itself looks like. So I'm really excited. Let me go ahead and swatch it. That's the color there. Yep. That champagne-y kind of color, that is my kind of highlight. I like a more natural looking kind of a highlight. So, I mean, I think this will be a slight bit more blingy, but I'm gonna use a brush because that way it should have it not be too much, you know. And we will see how that goes. Because a lot of times the Super Shock ones I do find work better if you put them on your finger and kind of tap them in, but also that makes them a lot more intense. And this is just like the perfect amount of shine for me. It's what I like in a highlight. So go ahead and add it to this side. Oh my gosh, talking about this, it's like making me want to watch the movies. Because yeah, I haven't in a while and I'm kind of feeling like watching them. So maybe I will. Just once I start watching them, it's like a marathon of days of watching them because I want to watch them all. And then I always like to put some on my nose. Just add the extra little glow. I used to use my finger to put it down here, but it would make it too intense sometimes. And I see people sometimes it looks like they're sweating on their upper lip, and I'm like, I don't want to look like I'm sweating. It's just supposed to be like a soft highlight. So I find that the brush seems to do it a little better. And so that is the Buckbeak highlight. Ooh, I like it. It's totally my kind of highlight. Like just a very, like I said, you could build it up. If you use your finger and tap it in and stuff, you could definitely build it up. But that's not what I like in a highlight. So yeah. But also too, I have gotten really good at throwing away packaging for stuff. I will not be throwing away the packaging for this collection. It's too good, and it's like a keepsake for me. I got myself choked up there. Not like I was gonna cry, but I just started to choke. Anyway, it's like a keepsake for me, and eventually when I do have a beauty room, I am going to display like here. I'm gonna have like a section that is Harry Potter stuff over like in one part of my beauty room. So I will want this for that. I'm not gonna put it in there yet though. And then to finish things off, you gotta have a lippy, right? So I got the Hermione Granger. Well, it says H. Granger for the lip there. And this is the Luxe Velvet Liquid Lipstick. So this is what this shade looks like. So it's more of like a kind of a neutral, it's more pinky in person. Oh, there, that kind of helps you see it a little better. So I have my, let me wipe off my lip balm a little bit. Ooh, it smells so good. This is what it looks like. And let's slap this on. Okay, it's actually more of like an orangey nude, I would say. And I think I like it. I think it goes good with my like coloring, because I'm weird about lip products. If you know me, I'm a gloss girl, and so I try to dabble in color, but typically I just always go back to my glosses. But I think I actually like this color on me, so you guys will have to let me know. I just noticed on here it says it's Leviosa, not Leviosa, just like she says in the movie. All right. So this is the finished look. Let me come up and show you the eyes up close. do you think? I love the colors. I love the way that invisibility cloak, it's like a duochrome. You can see the color change there. And it goes perfect with those other shades that I did there. Please ignore my eyebrows. I really need to give them some attention. I feel like the lip color actually goes perfect with this eye look. So, what do you guys think? Please ignore my face makeup actually, because I was trying something out and I'm not sure how I feel about it. So, we're just gonna ignore that part. The focus is on these products. So again, that palette, Return to Hogwarts is the name of it. For some reason I can't open it. These are the shades, which are absolutely beautiful. So I used several of the shades. So I used 7 of the 24 shades in the palette. That's another thing. Like, this is a nice size palette. It's got so many good colors. I feel like Gillyweed is going to be really fun to use down here. Hungarian Horntail looks really pretty also. Like, I love me some greens, so I feel like I could definitely do some fun greens, and with like those really cool tone browns, I think that will be really pretty. I love blue as like a pop of color under the lower lash line. And it's funny because these, when I'm looking at them on the camera, I'll have to see in editing, they might look different. They look so similar right here, but they're actually blues and purples, and they do look very different in person, but on the camera it was looking very similar. But yeah, so like I said, if you would really like to see me do a look with some of the other colors, please let me know in which, you know, ones you'd like me to see. Do you want to see me do greens or blues or a mix of the two or whatever? And then my Buckbeak highlight, like this. And I love the little swirliness. And then my H. Granger lippy. Do you like Harry Potter? If you do, please let me know down below and let me know who your favorite characters are, or favorite character, or anything about it. I'm telling you right now, if Universal built a Hogwarts hotel and had like where you could go eat in like the Great Hall and stuff, I would sell stuff around my house to be able to go and stay there. Like, I'm not kidding. It would be so much fun, like the coolest experience to me. So, who knows? Maybe they'll do that someday. If they do, I will be there. But yeah, I just love, it just transports me to a different place, and it's fun, and there's like complexities of things, and there's seriousness, and you know, things about like facing your fears, and how sometimes when you do, you realize that the things you were scared of aren't really that scary, that we build them up in our minds to be more than they are. Or just you know, I love like Neville Longbottom, his character. He's kind of like the kid who's always messing stuff up and is just like, you know, like we all know those kind of people, and where it's like, oh, like frustrating and stuff. But then you get to see sometimes that people have something within them that unless you take the time to get to know them, you never know is there. And then when you do, you realize like you would have missed out on like knowing a really amazing person if you just looked at the initial outside appearance, or just didn't give them that chance, you know? And that's what I'm saying about the characters and about everything about the books and the movie. That's what I love. That's why I enjoy Harry Potter. And so if you enjoy it too, please let me know. And if you have never watched it or read it or anything like that, and you think you're going to, please let me know that too, because that's super fun. And yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say, and I hope you enjoyed this video and seeing me use these products. I'm glad I finally busted them out, because now I'm going to be using them like in my normal everyday life. They'll probably end up in a Shop My Stash sometime. Watch for it. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye.